Now, the fate of those affected by BP's 2010 Deepwater Horizon explosion and subsequent rupture of the Macondo oil well that killed 11 people and is still affecting areas in the Gulf of Mexico, areas that comprise about 700 kilometers of marshland and 235 kilometers of beaches in the Gulf region, is left up to one man. Unfortunately, that man is Antonin Scalia. They're fucked. BP asked Justice Scalia to allow the company to avoid making payments to businesses and people affected by the oil spill while litigation continues. Now, BP did this after an injunction was lifted that prevented payments from being made. Now, Scalia has the power to act alone on BP's request or refer it to the 9-person court. And he has absolutely no deadline to do so. So he can do it whenever. Now, an appeals court voted 2-1 to authorize those payments on business economic loss claims. So, I mean, it's already approved. It's left up to him. But a bit of an interesting fact. Scalia's son, Eugene Scalia, is a lawyer representing, guess who? BP. Justice Alito also has a son that is once again representing BP. So you can understand, you can sort of guess where this is going to go. Now, I want to ask you guys what you think about this. Is this a clear conflict of interest? Should Scalia be forced to recuse himself because his son is involved with BP as their lawyer? What do you think?
Well, first of all, as a Brit, I have to point out that BP, even though it's called British Petroleum, it's not a British company, it's a global national corporation, so the English have absolutely nothing to do with it. Saying that...
You're killing us, Stephen, you're killing us.
Saying that, it's... Of course Scalia should recuse himself from this case, considering he has a close family tie related to the case, essentially. It's ludicrous. I mean, what BP is essentially saying that we caused a massive oil spill that affected millions of people, we killed 11 people, but some people may end up claiming that they lost business money because of our negligence, and some people might falsely claim, and we don't want to pay those people who are falsely claiming, so they might lose out, a couple of $1 million or whatever. And to be honest, whilst maybe it might not be right that they should pay those false accusations, you killed 11 people, you fucked up the entire coastline. Pay those people. I don't give a shit if it costs you a couple of extra million from your profits that year or that quarter. It's ludicrous how this has been blocked by BP. It should go through.
And they make billions of profits a year. They make billions of profits a year.
For me, one of the major things that would make all this better is if Scalia was asked that question about his son being a lawyer for BP, and then if Scalia were to respond and then to be asked, do you think that's a conflict of interest on your part? And for Scalia to respond with, no, I fucking hate that kid. Oh, I would love that. Oh, that would make my day. Oh, that would be perfect. But no, I do kind of agree. I mean, Scalia's a difficult bag because he does have some protections as far as certain legal elements go. I mean, for example, the more recent case where they're talking about the case that was brought to the Supreme Court about the prayer at the Community Church, technically none of the Supreme Court was in the wrong there because the Constitution says Congress shall not pass laws regulating religion. The federal Congress didn't. It was a local issue at a state level issue brought to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court basically ruled, well, if it doesn't violate the state constitution, then there's nothing we can really do about it. But that's like the one exception as far as Scalia is concerned in my books. Pretty much everything he does is definitely in the interest of big money, and I think he definitely should, whatever the term is, not be the judge for this case.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. He should recuse himself. Scalia is one of the most pro-corporate Supreme Court justices and pro-big money, just like you said, pro-corporate, pro-big money. I would be completely 100% surprised if he were to even think about ruling in favor of small business. That's not going to happen. Putting that power into his hand, that these people, these smaller businesses, these people that have been affected, and maybe some of them didn't really get affected by this oil spill. He's going to rule against them anyway, And so, because, like I said, he rules on the side of big money, and that's what he cares about.
Yeah, and let's not forget. Why do you think Eugene Scalia got that job working as a lawyer at BP? Do you think it was because he was the best lawyer, that he really knew his stuff? Maybe, but I doubt it. The most likely case is that the main executives at BP thought, Antonin Scalia, he's on the Supreme Court. If we hire his son, then any shit or wrongdoing we might perform, we'll probably get away with it. So that's why they hired him. I would highly imagine that is why Eugene Scalia is working for BP. And because of that now, it looks as if BP are going to get away with it.